Welcome back, my listeners. This is Ron Couming from RCS Technology Solutions, your one-stop shop for all your internet marketing media needs. rcstechnologysolutions.com, 978-606-5432. You're listening to the Internet Marketing and Business Solution radio show, heard Mondays, every Mondays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our third section of the show, and this show is where I like to do a quick 7 to 10 minutes on social media, digital marketing, something to help. I call this the educational section. Oftentimes I run out of time, so what I'd like to do is to direct you to my blog, rcstechnologysolutions.com, and then you just scroll over to where it says blog, and you scroll down. I try to produce about 12 a month, and they're all free, and they're all informative and actionable. You can read these, and they're tips that if you have the skill set, you can go out and do it yourselves. They're not salesy. They're informational. If you need help, obviously, I have a team of 7, and we can help you with it. But what I'd like to talk to you about right now is 5 steps to creating a successful social media strategy for 2017. 2017 is right around the corner, so you really need to start thinking about your year end and then the beginning of the year, how you're going to work your internet marketing, social media, all these different things to grow your business. So we know that social media is consistently evolving and that it can be hard to predict what's coming next. That's true. But really, who could have guessed that Chabuca Mom would have been so popular, or Pokemon Go? That just took over. I mean, Pokemon Go was amazing, but who could really have predicted that? And Angry Birds, if you remember, not too long ago, it was amazing. I think they got to 50 million users in like 7 days or something crazy. So we can't know really what's going to be that popular in the next coming years, but we can set ourselves up for success with some of the best practices and logical anticipation based on users' behavior and industry trends. And remember, it's all about engagement. Don't just be posting things up to be posting things up. Ask questions, engage with your audience, make sure if somebody comments, you respond, realistically within, a reasonable amount of time. But so I'm going to give you 5 tips today. And, like I said, the blog articles will go into more detail. But one of the main tips I can give you is to clearly define your end goals. What is it that you're looking for? First, you need to know when you have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, emails, Flickr, Pinterest. I mean, I could go on, Instagram, Snapchat. You have so many different channels, but factually, not every single channel is right for every audience. Not every channel is the right time. I mean, some have better times like 7 in the morning to actually put up your posts. Some might be at 1 o'clock. LinkedIn has a much different time that it's better to post than Facebook or Twitter. So you got to get to know these. And in future episodes, I'll actually go into what is the best times for those. But again, I've already written blogs on it. So if you're in a rush, you can just go read them again for free. So first, you need to clearly define your end goals. Have you ever gotten into your car and started driving somewhere without knowing where you wanted to go? Sometimes we might be a nice sunny day and we just want to go somewhere. But most of the time, we know where we're going. And so having a social media marketing plan is very similar to that, in that you aren't setting yourself up for success if you just go out and haphazardly post. So you want to have a plan. You want to have your end goal in mind when you start. So the very first step is in creating a successful social media strategy is to understand what your end goal is. It's important to be realistic and to set challenging yet achievable goals. Earlier you heard Dr. Rich talk about goal setting, and that's very important as well. If you don't have realistic goals, even when you are making progress, you're going to have disappointments that aren't realistic. So here's some examples of goals that you might want to try and consider in your social media strategy. First, you want to increase your overall traffic to your website by 50% year over year. Now, your social media, whatever you post on your social media site should be linked back to your website. Everything goes to your website, not everything to your social media page. You have an article posted on your website. comment on it on your social media site, but when they click on it to read it, it takes them back to your website. Everything goes back to your website. If you get nothing from me other than what I've just said, everything, bring them back to your website. That's your base of everything. So that's one of the big things. Drive 60% more engagement year over year, influence 30% more conversations, increase revenue from social media by 20%. So these are some just random ideas that I came up with, but have your end goal set up. The second thing is you need to identify and target your audience. You have just recently clearly defined your end goals that we just talked about. So now it's time. Who are you trying to reach? And be specific. You know, in Facebook they have tremendous demographics, but LinkedIn and some others do as well. So you can really target who you're identifying. So make sure you target it and build a diverse content strategy. What is appropriate for Twitter and LinkedIn may not be appropriate for Snapchat. So you don't just post one thing all over multiple channels. You know, Hootsuite and Buffer and some of these others allow you to do that, but you know, it's not always the best practice. And then you also want to allocate a dedicated social media advertising budget. Put money aside to it. You know, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. If you can't do it yourself, delegate it. Figure in also the cost of whoever you're delegating it to. But these things here are actually, they're investments. They're not expenses. These are not business expenses. They will make you more money than you spend. The way you perceive it will also contribute to the success you have. If you're looking at this as, oh, it's something I got to do, then you're coming at it with a negative mindset and emotional state, and it's kind of like pulling teeth. But if you understand that if you invest $1,000 and you make $5,000 back, you didn't spend $1,000, you made $4,000. And also, lastly, make sure you're thinking mobile. Everything is mobile today. So if you're posting opt-in pages, squeeze pages, or your website is not mobile friendly, or those pages are not mobile friendly, you're done. Google is already, since April of 2015, put mobile friendly pages and websites above everybody else, but no one's going to read it if they have to scroll left to right. Make sure they're formatted mobile, which is top to bottom. So to cover that briefly again, you can go to my website and read it, rcstechnologysolutions.com, my blog. But first, one, clearly define your end goals, identify your target audience, build a diverse content strategy, what's appropriate for each site, allocate money, and also think mobile. You've been listening to Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, your one-stop shop for all your internet marketing media needs. Have a great week.